What's up there, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Derail Valley. So in the last episode we brought our DH4 and DE2 combination with a DH4 at the back actually for support here to Steel Mill. So that was quite exciting to give those two a run out. We've got a few plans lined up for the future, but for now guys, please do grab yourself a drink. Let's hit the rails. Right then guys, so in this episode what we're going to be doing is grabbing a few jobs, I think. So the intention is to kind of get the most out of our fleet of locos. We've got quite a few now. In fact, we've only got one left to restore, the 282. So what I actually want to do is run the DE2 up to military base. So if you bring up the map, yeah, I want to take her up there and kind of leave her up there. But I think also a good option would be to take the caboose up there so that we've got a sleeping option. Now, we're going to need to do that by going back to City South. But we've got a few jobs I think that we can take out of here. And I think heading to Harbour is probably a great option at this point because we can hit the shop there. So I did say in a couple of videos ago that we were going to try and hit all the shops to pick up the new gadgets in the latest update. So although I covered those gadgets and items in an exclusive video, we haven't actually picked them up as part of this playthrough. So far we've hit City West and Machine Factory. I think Harbour would be a good option. And then we've got Goods Factory in town and Food Factory in town left. So maybe if we can make an arrangement to go from Steel Mill back to Harbour, hit the shop there, maybe pick up our DE6 slug and caboose from City South before then heading up to military, which I think is a great option. Maybe we can just put together like a huge train from Harbour. That's the sort of loose plan with the overall sort of thing to head up to military. For now guys, let's go and take a look at the jobs that are going. We'll hop down here and we'll have a quick look in here because yeah, what I want is Harbour jobs. So I'm going to put aside shunting jobs. All of these shunting ones. Now there's a Harbour, that's 855 tonnes, so that's quite a lot of weight, isn't it? There's a City West, which we're not going to. Shunting again. Harbour. Again, shunting. So some of these are actually the jobs that we've brought in. Machine Factory. Now that's a Harbour with a decent payout there for shunting. So what would happen there is we would load that train and that would become part of our run. So we've got 4 here. I'm tempted by the shunting job, but as much as it's a nice pair as well, I actually just want to hit the rails and get on our way to Harbour. So I think we'll attempt these 3 actually. So let's call that 900 tonne. Add 300, 1.2 thousand. Add what? 500-600. Let's call it 1.8 thousand tonnes. And what is the DH4 capable of? Let's remind ourselves. So if we flick back here, we've got the DE2, which will be along with us. It says 1.2. You know, heading to Harbour, there's an initial climb here and then downhill. So let's go with the 2% option there. We'll call it. Let's call it 250 tonnes. Let's say the DE2 brings 250 tonnes of pulling power. DH4, let's say it can take 500. I'm trying to keep it like absolutely minimum here. So I think if we can get a couple of DH4s together, 2 or 3, I think we'll be all right. So let's put that manual away. Let's head out here. And let's have a look. So we do have a DH4 here, which can add in. The only thing is it's trapped behind a bunch of cars. So, what do we have over here? Let's have a look. Right, so we've got a DE2 and a DH4 here. So, let's grab this DH4 and we'll get them all together. Now, I think what could be a good option is to have 1 or 2 DH4 at the back. Or just all of them at the front, actually. Yeah, you can tell I'm kind of thinking on my toes here, right? So, wow, you know, after you get used to your own cab, it doesn't half kind of strike you as being dirty in here. After you get into one of the DH Valley models, Derail Valley models. Yeah. Right, we'll pull her onto here. We're going to have to pull our other... Well, release our other DH4 from the trap that we've put her in. Right, I don't know whether we want her forward or backwards. So, if we're going to put two DH4s at the back, I'd put one forward and one backwards, really. Just for the kind of sake of it, really. So, let's aim to have this one as being the rear-facing one at the back. That's still not turned. Are you kidding me? Okay. So yeah, let's get it going. So in order to do that, we're going to have that DH4 which is in there has got a remote in it. Now connected up to this, the question is, which we haven't tested yet, does a DH4 with a remote connected to another DH4 without a remote utilize the MU cables while the remote's connected? I would think it would, because that's the latest update, right? That's what it's brought to the table, that you can now use remotes with an MU cable. Yeah, I think we've only got one bracket and one remote left, even though we should have more than that, I think. I'm sure we had more than 3 remotes. I think we had about 4 or 5 at one point. For the sake of putting together a long train, I'm not entirely too sure what's happened there. Alright, here she comes. So we'll connect these up, pull all this out. Let our other DH4 go up the track a little bit. Push these cars back in. In fact, we can do it here. We can do it just here. We can pull them past here, let the DH4 into there, and then push them back in. I think, yeah, that's an even better option. There we go, a nice positive connection there. So parking brake should be off there, but yeah. Why isn't that moving a bit quicker? It does have a bit of weight on it, like. And I was expecting that DH4 to come with us. In fact, let's just do something while she's struggling a little bit to get that lot moving. We'll just turn that off a sec, because I don't want that interfering with what we're doing now. Right, so we're all connected up there now, which is what I wanted. Shut her back down. Why is that coming to a stop? Oh, is the other one not cut out? I think I forgot to throw that. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what happened there. There we go. Whoops. Brakes, more like. So what we'll do is release this rearmost loco. That's now done. Parking brake is automatically fully applied. Fire her back up. She's now under her own command, so we'll put her own cutout on there. In fact, we could have left this in there and put these cars in here. That would have been even easier. But yeah, we'll put everything back as we found it. It's neater that way. I don't know, I kind of feel like it's a bit better doing it, putting them back where they should be. I know in the grand scheme of things it really doesn't matter. Because even if we wanted to do this job as a shunting offload, we still have obviously the ability to pick these cars up and do what we want with them. We can put them anywhere until the job's done if we wanted to do the shunt. I think they should be fine there. Okay. So there we go, nice back-to-back DH4s ready to be utilised. So let's pull these bad boys out of here. So I'm just going to pull it down here a bit, just to make sure we're kind of out the way of any movement that needs to take place going in there, which is very unlikely really. So we'll just shut her down and we'll pop the parking brake on just for safety. Right, I'm going to throw this just in case I forget to. I'm going to come up here and let's take a look at those jobs and let's see if we can get them loaded. So what are we leaving? We'll leave this one. I do want to take the others. So 57, 74 and 49. Let's see where they are. Right, there's 49. So that is 11 cars. 2, 3. So it's probably the whole lot of this, right? 49, yeah. And 74 and 57. That's 07. And we're looking for fairly lengthy. So that's 15 cars and that's 5. So the 5 is maybe this one. Yep, 74. So where are we with these now? So this scrap metal, so it's this one here, this long one, this one, and a 15er. Is it steel rails? And that's steel rails, so it looks like it's this one. Yeah, 57. Right, so we'll come right down the middle. Could do with turning these bad boys round. I'll tell you something else we could do with. I've just started that up and I wouldn't mind installing this. And we've got some mess here. By the way, guys, one thing that I did do since the last episode, I organised my paperwork into this registrator even though it's only got 24 slots and we've got 25 licenses, which is ridiculous anyway. We've got one piece of paper left over. But yeah, we could do with installing this, but I don't want to do it just yet because we might need to install another remote just in case that rearmost DH4 doesn't work. We can stick a remote in. And for some reason we've got a bunch of empty cans in here as well. Now I think these are the ones that I put in the dumpster, but for some reason it hasn't registered. Not entirely too sure why. But anyway, for now, let's aim to get these guys sorted. So we could use the turntable to turn them round, or we could go up the other end and turn them round at the triangle option. We'll just see if the parking brake's free on this baby. It wasn't, so now it is. Okay, we're not moving forward, probably because we've got brakes on. To be fair, the DH4 as well, this one can be driven in reverse. So, it might be worth us just having this at the rear. I kind of want to drive this one at the front though, you know what I mean? This is our lead loco. Should we just put these on the rear though, to make life easier? Yeah, come on, let's do it. Why not? Right, so for now, we'll fire this baby up and we'll go down there. I might live to regret this, but... Tell you what, we might need them at the front because of the power required to pull everything out. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it, actually? So tell you what we'll do, we'll take these all the way forward here. And then we'll put these other two locos behind. Yeah, I've just realised it's starting to rain as well, so we need as much power as possible to get all these cars loaded up. I'm also concerned now, just thinking about the potential of us, the game thinking that we're leaving the area. Like, so what I mean by that is if you've got 15 cars that you're trying to pick up, the game, I've had it do it to me, where it thinks that you're leaving the area because you're loading up that many cars, that you're actually outside of the kind of station zone, I guess. I'm just going to make preparations for us to power up the DE2 as well. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one, this. I think that already was like that, but... We'll grab these 5 cars to start off with. Hope you're enjoying it anyway, guys. I always just hope that it's a good watch, you know, even if it's me kind of not 100% sure what I'm doing at times. Like, I do have a general idea. There's many different options and many different ways to accomplish the goal. It's just which is the best, which is the most efficient. And I think pulling these out, putting these on the back of this set, pulling it all out and putting them on the back of there is probably going to be easier than kind of leaving the area, or almost leaving the area, if that makes sense. Now bear in mind we're pulling these, we don't even have the DE2 on here, so we haven't switched it on yet. Saving fuel. And I'll tell you what we'll do to save fuel. Although pulling forward, we'll shut this baby down for now. Seeing as we changed our strategy again. See these bad boys moving now. Alright, so we are next going in there. And we'll check codes and stuff just to make sure. Alright, positive connection there. Nicely hooked up. Right, let's see how the DH4 gets on. Just on her own to start off with. You hear the brakes there pressurizing, so we're not going to be able to move just yet. Just put a tiny bit more throttle on for when they actually release. You can see those DH4s down there in this fog, in the mist. Sorry. Okay, so we are heading up this way now. Gone a little far there, but anyway, it's alright. Let's see which cars it was again. So 57 is these ones. Yeah, I think we might have gone a bit overkill on the power, but the thing is you don't know what terrain you're going to have. I mean, I've got an idea that it's uphill out of here before we start to head towards Harbour. And she might be struggling a little bit there because she is pushing uphill now. But there we go. She's starting to get them moving now. Just ease back a bit. Wow, she's enough throttled up there, isn't she? The DE2's fine. I'm just making sure there's no brakes or anything on in here, because we might not even run the DE2. We may just leave her switched off. So the last thing you want is an overheating DE2 amongst three DH4s that know what they're doing. Right, that's that lot connected up. Push forward a bit, slowly, and see if the DH4 can manage all of these. So there we go. She'd be screaming there, but what we'll do is put her into receive mode, so that when she's connected up to these other guys, she's then going to be receiving instructions. There we go. We are fully connected up. Don't know why we're not stopping. Brakes are on. Right. We can hear that hiss. So, what we're going to do is put her into transmit mode. Forward. I'm going to make her the primary breaker. What else do we need to do here? So, handbrake's off. Just check this. Handbrake's off. We'll start firing these up, actually. Should have done the same with this. Right. We'll try to leave the DE2 off, right? So, she's in receive. And she wants to be in reverse. And this needs to be switched. Now we don't have a warning light, which is correct. I'm going to go and validate orders. There we go. Right, let's head back down here. Whoops. And we'll connect these guys up like that. I mean, pair up, sorry. We'll now release... Oh, this has got independent brake on. Brakes are now off. Let's go and see our other DH4's in action. She certainly is. And we're away. Decent amount of steel on hand. Let's check our route. So coming out of steel mill, we're hitting there. We're going to hit the left turn here. Left again. Left again. Right. Left into Harbour. And we'll take a look, see where we're actually going. So I'll just hop into the cab because it's really loud up here. Right, so we've got our freight hauls. This is C2I, E9I, and E8I. So all different drop-off points. Should be quite interesting. E is obviously the biggest yard in Harbour, so not a problem. C is the first out of those ones that you come to anyway. So rearmost we've got this E9I. But it doesn't really matter because we've got locos on the back that can help us out, so I'm not really bothered about what order we do this in. In fact, we could go into C first and drop off the frontmost cars and then use our rear locos, which are our own, to pull the ones into E. We know they're capable. Sounds like a plan. We'll go into C first. So, Harbour. Heading round this way into C. Whoops. Harbour being C, coming in this way, C2I, straight in there, and then we can leave these two locos and crack on with our own. Right, that's full throttle. Yeah, we're going to start obviously boiling the oil, but what can you do? Okay, we'll back off a little bit because we're approaching the red. As soon as we get past this bit, I think we're alright. Bit of a slow start here, but it will get better. So there we go. There's the extent to which we're running today, guys. Should start to level off here. In our own DH4, we'd have the inclinometer, which would be telling us now, you know, whether we're going uphill or downhill. But we are coming out with the uphill section, I know that much. Start to actually get a bit of speed up here now, I think. So the DH4 is prone to overheating, but not as much as the not as much as 3 DH4s together. No, I'm just joking. No, they're actually obviously helping each other out, but the DE2 is a concern as well because she does overheat as well, but not as badly. So we could have had her on, but for the sake of it, I just thought, oh, she'll just come along for the ride, let the DH4s do it. It's more of a challenge as well, isn't it? To have just the 3 locos instead of the 4. I love this though. I love this challenge. I love this. I love taking long trains. I can't wait to obviously do some more of that in future episodes when we get our own consists together. But yeah, that's why I thought the DE2, just if we take her up to military base and just leave her there, I think it's a good option. I know some people had mentioned like they take the micro shunter up there, or DM3 is a good option. What a beautiful loco the DM3 is. But yeah, we're going to go with the DE2. It's a shame you can't repaint her in military colours, actually. Does anybody know if you can? Using a mod or something like that? We haven't actually installed any mods on this game so far. I know a few people recommended a couple of different things. So there's one that sorts your orders into a more sort of readable format when you go to the table, when you go to the desk in the station office. But I didn't fancy doing that. I try not to do anything that sort of is anything like a cheat, you know, even if it isn't. I don't like to use mods if I can help it. And there was another mod that somebody had mentioned as well, and I can't remember exactly what it was now, but if there's a mod for liveries, that could be a good one. Alright, on we go anyway, guys. So we're definitely making some good progress now. Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on the speed limit and stuff, but we're certainly well on our way now. So the switches are a 60, so we're going 50, so no worries, but we do have a quite tight right coming up after the switches, so we'll just bear that in mind. There's the other track coming in there. So here we are. So it's telling us 60. Just kill the power a sec till we see what it actually is. So 70. And I think 60. I think it's tighter than that. Not quite there yet. So we're in the midst of the switch sort of triangle here now. Got a lot of downhill action here though, as we're heading towards Harbour. I remember the climb out of Harbour so well, and we're doing the reverse of that, so it's exactly as expected. 40. There we go. 40 it is. A little bit of dynamic on there, which I'm sure you can hear. A little bit more. See the temperature coming up. I'll just put a tiny bit more dynamic on. Yeah, so it's 40. And here we are, guys, Harbour Town. Yeah, exciting stuff. And that's heading to City West, that one. So yep, guys, we're definitely getting there now. Yeah, the military stuff's there. Hopefully we'll get some decent jobs going out of there, and that could be quite fun. Gaining a little bit of speed, but not a great deal. I didn't concern myself too much with how much these jobs are worth, but I think we'll be alright for the time bonuses. And there we've got it, guys. Coming down to 30 nicely. Just switch that dynamic brake off. Yeah, we can release the brakes now and just let her roll around. Let's take a look. Here she is. So our first drop, C2I, shouldn't have anything in that lane because we're incoming. So many people have told me if it's got an I, it's incoming. It shouldn't have anything in that lane. So we'll soon find out, won't we? Love that sound. She's starting to gain quite a lot of speed there, like, up to 30. Obviously with these guys still coming down the hill. You can see there's the front locos, they've just gone, and it's a good job I trust myself, isn't it? Because goodness knows what they could be crashing into. But here we go. So let's go and take a look, see where they are, see what's happening. They should be feeding into sea. Ooh, we've got some D6s, 282. And here they are. Nicely going into sea for us. And C2 should be well and truly free. So yeah, straight down the middle is where we'll be dropping off. There's actually nothing in C at all at the moment. So here they come. So this order, like we said, is what, it's 15 cars, so decent number really. I mean, looking at 545 through to 952, well, we'll be disconnecting. Yeah. So what are we up to now? Let's have a look. 350. Where's 350? Yeah, so that's about halfway there. I hope there's enough space down there, guys. Wow, don't run off the end. Let's just put a bit of brake on here. 863. Uh, 338. All right. 952 is this one. So let's just get this one in. And yeah, as previously advised, we don't need to be in these, but yeah, we'll just put it in anyway. I'll do this manually. Right. We'll shut these down. I need a parking brake on one of those cars as well. And we'll thank you for your service. Put a parking brake there as well. We could take those out, but they'll when these guys despawn anyway, they'll come out there. Don't ask me why I'm doing all this. It's basically, it's kind of like the enjoyment of it. You know what I mean? The only problem that we've got here is, as much as I wanted to take those forward out of there, we're not going to be able to do that because these haven't managed to obviously make it into sea. So what we'll do is, we'll have to go forward again with these bad boys. And while they're going forward, we'll go and validate that first order and get paid for that one. So there we go. Nice little time bonus, 43,000 there. Decent wedge. Yeah. Right, let's see where these guys are at. Trusty old DE2's always there. Right, so the next order is the 5 set, isn't it? So, 803. No, it isn't. It's this one. So this is going into E8I. So we'll just get this lot forward. And then we'll reverse it. We'll start our reverse and then we'll go and make sure everything's good for E8I. Right, pushback time. Okay, so I'll tell you what I've done on this is learnt my lesson, because I didn't realise in some aspects, and they might have corrected it now, but sometimes if you click on the switch when you've got this on, and I'll see if I can show you what I mean. So say you've got this like this, you can actually click on switches, you know, while you've got the map in your hand without having the remote, which is quite interesting because it can cause chaos if you accidentally click on it. So we'll just switch that there, and then we're going to go in E. And it was E5? No, it wasn't. E8I. So we are coming in from this direction. Yeah, just checking. Yes, we are. And there we go. So 8i should have nothing in it, right? Because according to you guys, incoming never has anything in it. So let's have a look. Yeah, 8i is free. And then 9i is next to it. And that's going to be our final drop-off. Right, so let's get it down here. In fact, we don't have any lights on. Or do we? Oh yeah, we do. What we don't have is any lights at this end, because we can't see it from back there. What we could do is put the end of train light on, and we'll be able to see it. So when we go back down here now... So there we go, we can see that red glowing light. Right, so how many cars are going in here then? So, yeah. It's 11, isn't it? Yeah. Look at that, so beautiful. Wow, she's flying. Might have gone a bit farther. In fact, it's only the front 5, isn't it? So it's those guys there. Right, so they're in. So our last drop-off is the 5 at the front, which makes the breaking point 1, 2. You know, I can't count, can I? It's difficult to remember on the... So on here, it's not the cars that you disconnect, it's the breaking point in terms of the... I just noticed that as well, it's quite interesting. How many cars is there? Wow. I could have done it by now. Oh, there it is. So it's this breaking point, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So although it's 5 cars, we've also got the DE2 to consider. So when we hit forward and take the brake off, only 5 cars should come forward. We've got the parking brake set on those other ones, and there we go. It's broken at the correct point. So let's go and validate that order quickly while they're coming forward. So there's that one in. Nearly 30,000 there. It's a decent little payment. And this is all just, you know, run-of-the-mill stuff. There's nothing, no big, you know, payments. And we've just got this final drop-off here. And there we've got it, look at that. And that's why we love this game, eh? We'll just put it back into forward. So we've got the headlights there. We're going to disconnect at 0.2. So that'll be parking brakes on. We'll go and validate this order and then we'll shut it down. And there we go. That's our money, guys. Decent amount of money there. We're in the right place now to do some shopping in the next episode. We'll see what they've got in store here. That's all disconnected. Parking brakes on. We'll jump up here. Pop the parking brake on. Shut her down. Put her into neutral. Lights off. Shut all that off as well. And we will at least make an attempt. In fact, let's do it now, eh? So there's our incoming steel. We'll grab these. We've got some DH4s that we can go and hammer the remotes off. But you never know, we might need them in the next episode, so we'll just leave them exactly where they are for now. But I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this one. It's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Please do hit the like button if you've enjoyed it. And yeah, please do subscribe to the channel. That would help me out a great deal. If you want us to be notified of up-and-coming videos, please do hit the notification bell. But otherwise, guys, please do take care of yourselves. And I'll catch you guys again soon.